Okay guys, so today we'll be doing a quick breakdown of Us30. The strategy that we'll be using is level break and retest. So if you have any questions, leave a comment below, and then make sure to like and subscribe, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. Um Basically, if you look at the price of US30 has been on an uptrend, let me just say, since it actually started, since they actually put it on charts, right? But then, since we're day traders, we're not going to focus on basically everything. We just want what this small part here, this small part here. We're just going to analyze what has been happening here and what might price do basically after, like, here or at this point or after this point, right? So let's dive into what, like, looking at the weekly chart. We can see that price is currently on what, on a strong uptrend until it formed what we might call a double top, right? We see a double top formation here, and I'm sure it's actually visible on the daily too. Yes, it is visible on the daily. So on the daily, we see what, our double top pattern formation here, which, if you know about double tops, didn't exactly go into completion, right? Since in this case, we can say that what, this was the neckline, and then price didn't actually pass through this point. So it was a reversal which ended up not being valid since price didn't break this point. It just turned in the middle, right? So looking at this, what do we see, Velo, on the daily chart? On the daily chart, price respected the zone by giving it what, like, three touches, meaning this is one of the major zones. Like, besides that, the other zones that we see is this zone right here. It's this zone right here, which was respected, at this point, at this point, at this point, at this point, and this point, even this point too, right? Another zone which you might notice is what, is this one right here. Remember, zones don't really have to be perfect. Zones don't really have to be perfect. So yeah, another zone that we see on the daily is this one. Like, the first thing you should always do when analyzing like US30, mark your zones first, guys. So yeah, this is the first zone. These are some of the zones that we see on the daily. So going into what, the H4, going into the H4, what other zones do we see? And this is basically the last area where we draw our zones. What other zones do we see here on the H4, right? What other zones do we see? I see this one here. Here's also another zone with touches here, 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 here. You see, it's a key point. The price was basically respected, like, over a long period of time, right? So, which other zone might we see? Can also be this one. It's not necessarily a strong zones. Remember, zones from like H4 downwards aren't necessarily like strong zones most of the times, but then most of the times they can be respected. That's why I usually stop drawing my zones on the H4 chart, right? So looking at price right here, that is price done. Remember, guys, I only take one strategy. I only trade one strategy on US Looking at price. price basically what um formed some sort of, I wouldn't call it a double bottom because it didn't really, maybe here's a double bottom, which is a reversal. And then it broke off what this zone here that we see on the H4. There might be also another minor zone. Let me say somewhere here, but then it doesn't look like a strong zone. So I'll just go ahead and not actually mark it because it's not really a strong zone, all right? But then, yeah, price gave us an impulse to the upside. And then right now, if you look at the H1, it is currently retesting. So if you know the level break strategy, um, you can basically use it here. It's a setup which you can take on this current conditions. I'm not saying that it will always be right, but then it works for me most of the time. So price gave us a break and right now it's retesting. So basically this right here is actually a perfect opportunity for what? An entry, a buy entry. So you can place your what? Your buy limits somewhere here. You can make your risk to reward anything above 1:2, right? Anything above 1:2. Um, but then make sure that even if you get retracement, since you can see that, okay, yeah, even if price breaks here, you're still safe. You don't put your stop loss somewhere here where it's like you can tell that like price is no longer guaranteed to actually go your way. So um this is a nice this is a nice 1:3 setup which you can take on this situation. Nice break and retest, take your buys, and then you come out here at the next zone. It's a simple strategy, and I hope you guys understand it.